Ambulance, Shattered Truths, Clutches, Gauntlets, and 3 balls coming up now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I can't take this song.
Don't clothesline me, it hurts.
Oh, poor Enzo.
I know what you're thinking.
Let these two take it. Let these two take it. Hit it.
Don't tell me 'cause it hurts.
I couldn't even get through the intro without laughing because you're talking as it's about to go live, and all of a sudden I lost it. Welcome everybody to the Raw After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV.
Oh, they go to tears.
Oh man.
Jesus.
And that's our show.
I forgot how much I can't stand this song. It's just too much.
We're out of the chorus now.
Yeah.
It's not a bad song. I just can't take it.
Well, No Doubt's awesome.
All right. And they are. They definitely are. So Raw was in Los Angeles, and we're in Los Angeles. Obviously, we're not down at Staples Center, so we're all right here with you. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you hit the social media, retweet our tweets. Make sure that we pack the chat roll as much as we possibly can. We got a full house, y'all. I'm at Jay Quasto, Jonny Loquasto here with you. The man right there, very funny actor, comedian. Find him on Twitter at Erik W. Barnes. He's Erik Barnes.
Pleasure, everybody.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back. Fun
Absolutely.
Stuff.
It was an interesting night to say the
It
least.
was interesting. Oh, it was. And and there were balls. Balls were.
Yeah, when I said 3 balls, I meant LeVar, LaMelo, and Lonzo.
And
Of
they
course you
and they
did.
and they were also
course.
inappropriately exposed. So
yes, they were.
What?
Well, LeVar.
Oh, yeah.
LeVar.
LeVar.
LeVar should never.
And it's going to be that kind
We'll
of
get into it. I just when I thought LeVar was crazy. And next in, back by popular demand, he's the pride of Chicago. He's the host of the Trusty Sidekick podcast and a hilarious comedian. Find him on Twitter, and a pro wrestler of 16 years. Find him on Twitter at Mr. Jay Washington.
Yeah.
He's Jay Washington.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Trusty Sidekick podcast proudly brings to you its former, a lot of independent wrestling federations tag team champion of the world. Yeah, I'm just here in a Marvel shirt with a nice shiny chain on. That's it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is that the Earth on your
Yes,
chain?
it's the whole Earth.
Oh wow.
You got the
There you
whole
go.
The
world
whole world around my neck.
around you.
There you go.
Is it like in?
And it's got a
in-
ring around it.
What was the movie? Was it Men in Black where the cat had this world?
The
whole time?
Orion's, the
Orion's belt.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
galaxy's on Orion's belt.
What is his word?
The galaxy.
Orion's, yeah.
The galaxy is on Orion's belt.
It was in Men in Black, right?
Yeah, those Men in Black.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's the Daily Planet. A lot of people think it's Scarface. No, it's just the world. It's just the world.
Anything from the 90s, I'll remember it.
And from all the lovely people in the chat room, thank you. I missed you too.
Man, they were going. Yo, they
She's
like
back,
it.
y'all. Find
They're
her
going
on
crazy.
every single day. I mean, not every single week, I should say. On Market Movie News
Every
and
single
Screen
day.
Junkies News. Find her on Twitter at Marquia McCarty. Marquia McCarty.
Yes, that's me. Yay. Thank you.
All right.
Nice to be back.
So good to have you back.
Yeah, good night to be back.
You were all over the place, weren't you, last week?
I was. I was bouncing around here and there and everywhere.
Much like Enzo's head the past 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout
That
out.
was a break my heart WWE. And while you're breaking Enzo.
Man, that was
Wow,
a Shawn
that
Michaels,
was
Marty
just-
Jannetty breakup type
It's-
thing, the way they did it.
There should have been a
Yikes.
window.
There should have been a window. I mean, the breakups like this year, we've had that. You know, you have the KO and Jericho, but this one was like, this hurt. This hurt.
And not only that, that was Enzo's best performance ever on the mic, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was
At least the
real.
most genuine. Yeah.
It was heartfelt and raw.
Yeah.
Good point.
What happened just then?
No. It was like
wordplay.
thank you. It was like, oh, I just punned myself.
Well, we will get to that. A lot of stuff to talk about, but first things first. We start off Raw with Roman Reigns, and Los Angeles not too keen on Roman Reigns.
Giving Roman all the business as soon as he came out.
A lot of business.
The only Roman they care about has an ST in front of it.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about it though? He's starting to learn how to embrace the heat without still being the heel.
Yeah.
Like, he's officially still not.
He's getting better about it.
You know, he's
there
not-
was a little less hurt in his face.
Oh,
This
this.
time. A little less.
Because the night after he beat the Undertaker, he was like,
Yeah, but he was great that night,
He
though.
was great that night. Because he took, what he said, it for like, what, 7.5, 10 minutes?
I was there.
He
It
just
was
accepted
great.
all of that?
Yeah.
But with this, he was like, look, if you let me talk, you'll enjoy this. And then he brought up what happened, you know, Joe beating him, and then Braun, and everybody, the crowd popped when he brought up Braun, because we all enjoyed that.
Yeah,
The
it's
Strowman
like
chance as well.
ambulance match. It's like an ambulance match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
He's like, I've been in every other match. I haven't been in an ambulance match. Well, you got it. Wait, when he said I accept your challenge, I was kind of upset about that. Because they already said last week he was going to be in the match. I was like, we get it. You accepted it already. I don't think we need a reminder. You had no choice but to accept it.
The thing I was happy about is that he chose to call Joe Samoa Joe this time.
Not just,
Like he learned.
He's
After last week, it's like, man,
been
you're
trained.
just Joe. Nope, got choked out. You're Samoa Joe.
Well, you
now.
know, Joe's telling people, you're going to put some respect on my name.
Oh,
You said-
and he did. He did. He did. He pronounced it a lot.
Yes. Every consonant and every syllable.
Indeed, indeed.
It's more fun to say it that way anyway.
What, Samoa Joe? Not just Joe. Just, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yes, he accepts the ambulance match. Next thing you know, it was not Scott Steiner coming to the ring.
Yeah.
I really thought.
I did too. I did too.
Is he double
It is
dipping?
Los Angeles.
What is
It
he
doesn't know.
doing?
I was like, wait a minute, because they didn't show it at first. You just heard the siren. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna come out. Big Papa Pump, here's your hookup. I was gonna say, please God, let him
Go to Shoney's.
Just on the fact that he's doing Slammiversary this weekend on top. So I was like, what is he doing? Oh, it's an ambulance.
There you go.
Braun Strowman needs to come out with that every single time from here on in.
Goldberg
telling
entrance in the back all the time. Just it's backing in, open up.
Either
Now, what I want is for
Trudging
there to
into
be
the
like,
ring.
you know, stereo.
Yes.
Yes.
I will say though, Braun walks like his compression shorts under his pants are too tight, and he tried to loosen them up. If you ever watch his leg jerk, he like, ugh, this is a little uncomfortable. He'd be like, ugh, I can't move his leg. Ugh.
Just an extra
I-
jolt of blood going through him.
Man, what I want is a stereo sound system, like everything set up, and then it's just an echo chamber of I'm not finished. you.
But we have to talk about the ass whooping that ensued afterwards.
well, no, first off, I'm convinced. Okay, first he tips you an ambulance, no repercussions. Last week, he gets a ride in an ambulance. And then tonight he colludes with an ambulance. Either he owns an ambulance or he's a secret EMT and he's got some buddies on the inside.
Man, can I see that summer movie of where it's like him against all ambulances and now they're buddies?
Yeah.
Can I just see that movie?
First he fights the ambulances in the streets.
No, it's like a buddy cop film. They don't get along, and then they end up being the best team of all time on the
sad part
force.
is you're gonna see Braun hugging the ambulance, and he's still got room around his arm, just hugging it like,
Yeah.
this is my buddy.
It's got a broken front and a tire just before retirement. Don't you die on me.
Braun's Christmas card is him with his arm around an ambulance.
Yeah.
We love you.
Happy holidays from all of us to all of you.
From Braun and Ambi.
I like picture him in the ambulance and then
When
the
it comes
caption,
to season's
"Power
greetings,
couple."
we're not finished with you yet.
Oh,
That's funny.
this is amazing. I'm enjoying the heck out of this show in the first 7 minutes. By the way, on the ones and twos, Jimbo in the booth.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Hanging in there.
There he is. He's there.
Well, that was
Very
very
convincing.
positive,
You
Jimbo.
sounded so
Jimbo.
happy, Jimbo. Jimbo?
Jimbo.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, okay. We were scared for a moment, Jimbo.
Yeah.
he just walked out the booth, said to hell with all
Well,
this.
okay.
Okay.
So another ambulance. Roman goes to check out the ambulance, wants to inspect it, and well, doesn't work.
Oh, we got a first-hand look.
He did. Braun attacks from behind, throws him on the stage, then throws him up against the ambulance, reminiscent of Rey Mysterio getting tossed
Yes.
up against the truck
Yeah.
by the NWO back in the day.
Oh, but Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio like a lawn dart.
Sure. Well,
It kind of was the same thing.
Strowman just chucked him like a bag of
Just
laundry.
chucked him like laundry.
Yeah.
And the thing was, Roman had enough sense to be in the air and say, try to turn a little. But when he hit the ambulance, he bounced off. And when he fell, he almost hit the side of the stage.
Yeah,
And
that could have
would've
ended
been bad.
bad.
that was going to be horrible. That's when somebody sit down at the stand was like, hurry up and stop this. Look, we know we want Braun to whoop on him. Stop this now. Roman was like, I can't. That was all
that was a
Roman.
heck of a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was
Yeah.
all Roman did for the night. They was like, look, you were supposed to do a segment later, Roman. Look, we understand.
Right. I mean, he hit near the top of the ambulance and then all the way down.
Yeah.
And then into
So-
the ambulance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just ragdolled, and fine, good.
You know what's the craziest
You're less
thing?
hurt that way.
Nicely sold.
You know what's the craziest thing about this? Because I know you said you trained before, Eric. Johnny, you're in the business. Marquis, you've been around the business. Guys are, when they're putting the show together, there's a segment, somebody's like, all right, the producer's like, this is what we're going to do, Roman. Braun is going to pick you up and throw you into the ambulance. At some point, you have to hear that and be like, he's
Okay.
gonna what?
You know what though, and people can say what they want about Roman Reigns.
He'll take it all.
He's up for everything.
He's taking it, of course, because when he took that 15.5-minute ass whooping that everybody loved, that was like somebody told him, he's going to do this.
Yeah.
We're going to think it's done. He's going to come back. He's going to do this. And for Roman to be like, if it gets it over, let's go.
And look, Roman Reigns, what he's doing right now, for the past couple of years especially, when he looks back, when he's done with his career, as far as going the extra mile, he's not going to have any regrets. He's like, I did everything possible to make the fans respect me.
Yes.
Whether or not they hated me, I can't control that, because that guy is up for anything, and he needs the credit.
Yeah, he's never said no, and if anything, he tries to make the best out of whatever situation he's thrown in.
Yeah, he came back from a hernia like way sooner than most people would.
You know, as much as I don't care for what they were doing with him, it's not on him. It's what, you know, it's what's being booked, and he's just doing what he's told.
Yeah,
and he does the best with it, and he's doing a good job with what he's been given.
And I'll be honest, I don't know about how you feel, Marquia, but look, it's called Great Balls of Fire. We're all having fun with the name. But
Great Balls of
that was
Fire.
number one. Number two. That's number two. We get the counter going again this week. We got to 20 last week.
We got to 21.
Is that how many times you say the next Raw exclusive promo? Great Balls of Fire.
Number
three.
No, is it just Great Balls of Fire?
4.
Or Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view?
5. As long as you say Great Balls of Fire,
Okay.
6. We're
I
good.
prefer to say the Raw exclusive.
The Raw exclusive Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view?
With a smile.
7.
Okay, 7.
See,
Wow, that was
see,
fast.
8.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
8.
we missed one. Jimbo caught.
Yeah.
But continuing on.
It was a flurry. Anyways, you know, everyone's laughing at the name, but when it comes down to it, between Joe and Lesnar and Reigns and Strowman right off the top, those are two matches well worth being excited for this pay-per-view, in my
Agreed.
opinion.
They had to, though. With the, and I'm all jokes aside, though, seriously, with the name of the pay-per-view, you had to make the matches worthwhile. You couldn't have a match that looked a card that looks like a normal Raw and say, this is a pay-per-view we want you all to buy into. We've decided to rename something, so just watch this. If you saw...
It's almost like a roadblock in a way.
Right. If you would saw that and saw a Roadblock, but it was like, oh, it's Finn Balor versus Bo Dallas, you'd be like, there's no point of watching this. I'm just using those as examples.
Sure.
There's no point of watching this. But now you're seeing the build-up with Joe and Lesnar, the build-up, like you said, with Strowman and Reigns. You're like, oh, these are your two main events already.
That's part of the problem you have when you have so many pay-per-views. It's really hard to get overly creative. Like that, I put so much credit on the Raw and SmackDown staff, because their writing staff have to be exhausted nonstop. You're constantly having to come up with ideas for so much content.
Well, not only that, you're burning ideas as well.
Yep.
Like those main events were penciled in for SummerSlam at some point, or at least considered, and now they had to come up with other things or bigger and better things for that paper.
Like back in the day, you used to only have the 4 bigs. Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania.
Those were the days.
Those were the days when you had the 4 basics,
Yeah.
but then you
4
had
bigs.
you had a couple of other ones sprinkled in there, just a couple of them. But
Yeah,
you
for
weren't
flavor.
for a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
But you weren't peppered with them always. Every 2.5 weeks, here comes a new pay-per-view.
It's overly seasoned.
You know, it every 2.5 weeks, and I get it because there's 2 brands. It's like, no, there's no need. You can go 6.5 weeks without a pay-per-view. That builds up your storylines. And because like what you're doing is you do this pay-per-view, you burn off a match, then you go to hopefully a bigger pay-per-view and hope that the match pays off at the end. You're like, no, everybody's like, I don't care anymore. You lose the interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that much television, it really is hard to... Like, for Championship Wrestling, for example, we've had storylines that have been going for over a year, which I think it's incredible. It's so fun to watch. But we do an hour of television a week. When you're doing 3+ on Raw, it really does become difficult. Even though you have a full-on roster, it gets a little messy.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it.
Not to mention the side shows that they still try to do every now and then.
Sure.
You know, so
Gotta get those sideshows in.
side shows need love too.
Yes, they do. First match of the night, it was Finn Balor and the Hardys taking on Elias Sampson and Sheamus and Cesaro in a tag team match. Oh, Jimbo on point, y'all.
A 6-man tag team match.
That's right.
superstar.
Yeah.
Holla, holla, holla.
There we go. Finn wins with the coup de grace after Matt and Jeff take out Sheamus and Cesaro, respectively. This is a fun match, Marquis.
You know, something that I really liked about this match, and I wanted more of it, and I didn't even know that I wanted more of it until I actually saw it in this match, and it was Finn with Cesaro.
Yeah.
When they, when they had those moments. And it was that dichotomy of their matchup, and I was like, you know what? All right. I kind of know who's going to win here for this particular match. I kind of know, but I want a singles with just the two of them.
Just to see what they'll do.
Agreed.
I think that they would have a really great story.
Oh, they'll tear the house down.
It would be you'll see Cesaro flying more than you're supposed to.
Yep.
More than you're supposed. Because don't get me wrong, he can do it, but he would be jumping off everything, and they'd be like, "Look, can you not?"
He's Gumby.
Oh, he's gonna do the springboard psycho crusher.
Everything's like
European uppercut.
I love his corkscrew
elbow.
Yep.
Yeah. It's gonna be like, can we save you? Look, we love what you do. We don't want you breaking yourself.
I'll say this about WWE: it is hard for them to do a bad 6-person tag match. They usually always deliver, and this was one of them. And I'm getting. Don't get me wrong. I love the Hardys. I love Sheamus and Cesaro as a tag team. I'm getting a little tired of seeing them fight each other. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute, and but in this scenario, it still it didn't feel old.
I do feel cheated. We didn't get to see them sing with Elias Sampson, and I know I'm so anti-Elias Sampson, but I was like, when I saw them sitting in the ring with him, I was like, okay, this could be interesting.
I thought.
Who's gonna walk with Elias? And Cesaro was right.
I just wanted them to have
the one city where he wanted to really sing. The entertainment city. He could get scouted.
It reminded me of.
I wanted them to have harmonicas. That would have sold it for me.
It reminded me. I think it was. I want to say 2005, when The Rock was heel for the Mummy, and he came back to. I think it was in Sacramento, actually, not L.A., where he sang. You remember when Rock was doing his
guitar?
When the Lakers beat the Kings in May. Oh, that was fire. Yeah.
Wow.
And then
that synapse
and then we gotta talk about also the fact that they used this entire 6-man tag just to have Josh Duhamel on commentary to promote the new movie that he's gonna be doing with Sheamus
next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
That Sheamus that they just told you Sheamus starts filming in August. So either expect for them to drop these belts or a crazy injury to happen.
I think the real reason he was on was to promote whatever USA's project he has going on.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah,
it was a combination of things. But what I love is that Josh Duhamel listed every person on that project except for Sheamus, and had to be reminded by Michael Cole
that
Sheamus is in that movie.
But wait, he even said, "Oh yeah, I just found out backstage." Like, oh.
And I also don't. It sounded to me like Josh Duhamel didn't really know what the movie was about at one point.
He knows, but it's Buddy Games. It's
Buddy Games.
Buddy Games.
You know that wonderful title.
Buddy Games. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's like the Hunter Games, only with my buddy.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Well, for anyone who thought that was the weirdest guest appearance of the night, just stay tuned.
But I loved at
do it again. We're getting
But wait for it.
But Finn's entrance with the Hardys, with all three of them doing that.
With them doing it, I love that.
God, that was glorious.
And shout out to Matt Hardy making sure that when he knew they were about to go to break, he knows when they finna go to break, because he's like, as soon as they go, we clear?
Yeah.
He'll look at the are we clear yet? And then if you notice, he'll do it during the match. Somebody in the production truck is told, if he starts doing it, cut the camera away from him real quick.
Man.
Oh, yeah. He always does that weird Hardy grimace away from the hard cam.
Yeah.
Like you see him turn around.
But he'll do it on the ramp, though, too, when he comes out.
Oh, yeah, but they'll take the camera off of him real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's only a matter of time.
Focus on Jeff.
We hope. Anyways, so Finn wins with the coup de grace. Next, we have Goldust. It's going to be the Shattered Truth tonight. We're finally going to get the match between Goldust and R-Truth, which happens after the commercial break. Or does it?
He's quoting Beetlejuice.
I'm fine with it.
Out of all the Beetlejuice quotes,
it's Showtime.
Out of all the quotes,
1983.
how many times it's Showtime has been said in any movie, not just Beetlejuice.
Just Beetlejuice to be the one you go to.
How dare you guys besmirch Beetlejuice?
No, out of all of the quotes of Beetlejuice.
And I'm gonna tell you,
maybe he was quoting Sting, guys.
But you want to know why Johnny? You know why Johnny says this, right?
He's quoting
Johnny has on the exact flannel that Alec Baldwin wore in Beetlejuice.
Oh,
it's the exact flannel.
Here, I was getting kind of a Foley feel.
But I'm also trying to think of
I'll take
Beetlejuice quotes. Aside from its showtime, I can't think of any. Other than I'm Beetlejuice.
What's that,
Wait,
Jimbo?
what, Jimbo?
Sandworms, I hate them.
Sandworms.
Sandworms, I hate them.
It's another great one.
His namesake.
How you doing? I'm Beetlejuice.
Okay,
Say my name 3 times.
Nice effing model.
Yeah. You messing with a real professional here.
Okay, off the rails.
Yes.
Off the rails.
So, Goldust, I love the entrance. He has his own director of photography, even though they called him everything but that.
Yeah.
Man, he's a film guy. He's a camera dude.
He's clearly using a regular raw video camera.
Yeah, camera operator.
So, anyway.
We need to talk about Booker T's commentary in this part. It's just like, Booker, please stop.
Go ahead, say your opinion. I will say nothing.
It's like Booker says some things and you just like, somebody in the back is like, why do we give him a live mic?
No.
Just, like, why? Because sometimes he'll say things and you'd be like, Booker, no.
Well, Jay and I, we were discussing this. During the 6-man tag, Cole jokingly talked about Josh Duhamel to Booker and said, Josh might take your job, Booker. And that's when Booker decided to over-commentate on everything all the time, as if it was an actual threat to his job.
Booker told Josh Duhamel, so how do you feel about directing a film? You know what I'm saying? Is it anything like when people step into the ring? Those are nowhere near the same thing. It's nowhere near the same thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's tough to manage 4 mics, that's for sure. 3's hard enough. Add in a 4th.
Oh.
I mean, it's rough.
Are you hinting at something?
No, not like this. I'm saying on commentary.
Oh, okay.
Commentary. No, this is easy.
All right.
I'm saying commentary. It's hard enough to do a 3-man team.
Right.
You add a 4th who's not necessarily a commentator, but you have to make sure you talk to him. Oh, by the way, there's a 6-man tag match happening at the same time. It is a juggling
Yes, it is.
display that is almost impossible to have run smooth. I don't care how great you are, and Cole is great.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do, and but hey, everyone see the buddy system.
Yeah, just the buddies.
Hold hands today.
Just gotta have that give and take. That's all.
Yeah.
It's like improv, cocktail party. Just give and take.
Well, Goldust and R-Truth did not have a give and take. Goldust used the director of photography to get in the way, and he attacks R-Truth. The match never even happens. He disposes of R-Truth, which just tells me that's another match I would like to see at GBOF.
PPP.
Number 9. Number 9. Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah, I liked having classic Goldust.
Is it their swan song for both of them, though? The match that they have finally?
I don't know. I mean, they're both in such great shape, and they're both still so amazing. I mean, it's really up to them.
I'll be honest. I don't need to see Goldust fight R-Truth. I'm fine with this ending it. I mean, if there's a blow-off match, great. But I'm more interested in the Goldust character and seeing where it's gonna go, rather than a multi-month feud.
I just want to see who does he put in the heart on his chest again. I like Razor Ramon.
I want to see the robe back. That's what I was upset.
I want the wig. I was so mad he didn't come out with the wig.
Yeah.
I wanted the wig. If he was gonna come, if this was the big Hollywood
And the robe, too.
and the robe.
Yeah,
This is the
wig
big
and robe. Yeah.
This is the big Shattered
The
Dreams.
camera operator was dressed up.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
This is
That's
the Shattered
why-
Dreams production. Why don't you have it all the way?
This is, I think, we're getting that at Great Balls of Fire.
Okay, because this way you save and everything.
You gotta put these two they're both so fantastic at what they do. You have to give them the match there. Why not?
Yeah.
Don't
You could
shrug
you
your
could-
shoulders at me,
Yeah,
bro.
you could pre-show them.
Yes,
fine.
yes, you can.
You definitely could.
But
It could be very theatrical and built up and a really
But-
nice pre-show.
Or do you do it where you do them as the what they used to do for the women's matches and make them a palate cleanser?
No, I think Goldust and R-Truth, they deserve to be in the main show, without a doubt.
Okay.
Maybe kick off the show, something.
Okay.
They're both
fair.
They're both incredible. They both had such amazing careers.
I'm all for anything that gives Goldust at least IC title reign minimum for this run.
If Little Jimmy don't show up, I don't care about this at all. We forgot all about.
You
Little
never
Jimmy.
know.
We forgot all about Little Jimmy.
Oh, I remember Little Jimmy. I just chose to
Just
forget.
want to say that we forgot about Little Jimmy.
Anyways, Bailey draws her number for the gauntlet with Kurt Angle. Kurt had the weirdest look on his face when he just.
Again, Kurt is just having a great time. They're like, Kurt.
Confused bemusement, I guess.
Kurt is like, I'm here.
Yeah.
They want me to do this. I got a job, right? I'm on TV here. I'm building
Trying to get my one last match in.
I got kids. I need to stop.
because it's either they finna either
He's the real life Heath Slater.
I got kids. I got alimony. I know what Flair's going through.
Well, no one knows that much.
That much out.
Yeah.
Like Flair got to keep taking bumps till the day he died to pay off all his alimony.
No, he'll die taking a bump. That's
How
what
old is
will
Ric
happen.
Flair? 99 and a half. Why is he taking bumps all 13 of those women sitting in the front row.
I mean, it's a
Flair
lot
is going to take the classic face first Flair flop and not get up. That's how he's going to die.
It's a lot of weddings. It's a lot of
He don't
weddings.
even have weddings anymore.
So, anyways, Paul Heyman is getting interviewed backstage, and Samoa Joe just surprises him politely with two massive, just like that.
He was like, Paul Heyman's face was like,
oh, that's real fear.
Yeah.
he's like,
I continuously say it. Samoa Joe lives in people's hammer spaces. He just for serious, how he's so big.
Yeah.
He's so big, and he just appeared right behind him.
he was so calm. So he was like,
Yeah.
no. Listen, this isn't for you. This is for your client.
And they're like, stop playing.
Just let him know.
It's like, that's
It
terrifying.
was just so beautiful. Just let him know when he gets here. This was coming to him, okay? And he was like, "You're looking good." And they just patted him on the head.
Yeah, he's a cat playing with his food before he eats it.
That's why every week Joe continues to prove why he was the right decision for the Fatal 5-Way.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yes.
Doubt.
Yes. Very much so. That man slips in and out of shadows, strangling people.
And I get it. You're supposed to have a baby face and a heel. I get it. But when you have two of the greatest performers in the business who literally can also kill you, you just gotta let them go, and you have to enjoy the spectacle and enjoy the.
Well, they're
great.
promoting it as a fight, and they're showcasing it as a fight. And
It
when
is.
when you book it that way, heel, baby face doesn't matter. It's who will win between this battle of fighters. They literally do the Beast versus the Destroyer. It's playing out. They both wear trunks. It's a UFC fight in a WWE ring.
Well, you literally had to remind Brock every 3 days, like, Brock, you know you're not in the UFC no more. You can't keep just... When he fought, like, one of the times he had a match with John Cena, I think Cena was like, stop punching me like this.
Yeah.
Because he was literally just striking Cena.
Yeah.
Well, when he rocked Orton with that elbow.
When he rocked Orton, they have to remind Brock, listen.
It was like fighting Stan Hansen when his eyes went bad.
Yeah.
You had no idea what you were going to get hit with. There's
Just clock you.
amazing stories about that.
Ooh.
They had to be like, Brock, you can't keep hitting. And then with Joe, because again, last week the kick that Joe gave him was one of those, ooh.
Yeah, be like, oh, now he's not going to play anymore. He was playing before.
He gonna
like,
be mad.
Oh, this guy
turned
hits
that switch.
back.
He was like, ooh.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay,
Joe
guys.
trains with Tito Ortiz. I forgot.
Now the segment, it's funny that we're in our 9 o'clock hour, which means it's time for the highest rated segment of the show. It's the LeVar Ball segment on Miz TV, everybody. I didn't know this was happening. So when I'm trying to watch on my drive up here, and I see the graphic come on the screen, I said, no, I thought it was going to
Yes.
be like,
no,
No,
they're
yes,
not.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Was it all of them? Oh, yeah.
When I originally saw
all
it,
the balls.
I thought it was kind of like something like, you know how they do the Subway commercial, or here's McDonald's, or
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that, or
yeah.
here's Pizza Hut. I thought it was something along those lines when I saw that,
Oh, no.
and I was like, no. This is a real segment.
No, LeVar,
This
they
is a
putting
thing.
LeVar Ball, they're giving LeVar Ball a live microphone in front of millions of people.
Or maybe I was even thinking maybe it's like Coach and the Darren Young type of thing, and it's like something that's already pre-recorded.
You know it's a problem when Dean Ambrose, the craziest one, is the voice of reason.
But before all of that happened, Miz comes out, of course, like you say, Miz comes out, does his normal thing, and introduces LaMelo and LeVar. And LeVar is like, I've been waiting for this moment. You're like, oh, dear Jesus, this is going to be bad. Because then he tries to get in the ring and he can't. And you're like, oh, please, somebody stop this.
and you know what? To Miz's credit, he did everything he could
Yes,
to
he
make
did.
it from being a disaster.
Tried.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
did.
did.
He
But
tried so hard.
LeVar,
It was kind of like watching an MC at a wedding, and one of the guests had a little bit too much, and is trying to jump up when the best man is trying to do a toast. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like that.
It was-
I mean, it's entertaining.
it was like-
but it's also a little bit uncomfortable.
almost
It
like
was
at The
like-
Wedding Singer when Robbie Hart had his breakdown. It was kind of like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a combination of that with a little hint of Ric Flair ripping his clothes off and dropping an elbow on it.
When
Just,
he-
but the problem is this is real.
The Miz,
Yeah.
he started challenging the Miz, and at some point, you can
Yeah.
see the Miz is like, okay, let me try to steer this.
The Miz deserves a Slammy just for tonight.
Just for he was like, let me try to. I'm gonna try to steer this way.
Best fire extinguisher goes to the Miz.
Yeah.
Because when LeVar took his shirt off, I'm like, oh Jesus, no! Oh God! Oh.
Off the rails.
Well, here's the thing, though. Number one, it's going to get a lot of mainstream media attention. It was already trending worldwide on Twitter.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
So, and what's really alarming to me, and I'm also a massive sports fan, and the Lakers are in such a bad spot right now. Lakers fans are thrilled to have Lonzo Ball, for the most part. Like, I'd say 85 to 90% of Laker fans are very happy to have Lonzo Ball. I didn't think it'd be possible to have Laker fans boo Lonzo Ball. And LeVar Ball is doing everything in his power to make Laker fans hate his son and doesn't even realize he's doing it.
I didn't know that less than 24 hours after Bobby Brown's performance with New Edition at
How
the
great was that?
Awards,
Oh, that
would
was so good.
Would it be anything as awkward as what we would see with LeVar
But New
Ball?
Edition was amazing, though.
No, it was dope seeing all 3 New Editions from the biopic and everything in the group. But Bobby Brown was moving like he was full of gas and chitlins.
Because he is.
Bobby
He's exhausted.
was like, hit me off.
Bobby's exhausted.
Yeah.
But LeVar Ball is, like you say, he's doing all that. He's trying to get all his heat because he knows this is what he knows what he's doing. However, somebody need to talk to LaMelo Ball because LaMelo got on the mic at one point.
Are you sure that was LaMelo?
Yes, Lonzo wasn't on the mic. It was because first of all, LaMelo had the mic earlier and was just kept tapping it. He just kept tapping it at first, and Lonzo was like, "Chill, chill."
To Lonzo's credit, you could tell when Lonzo sat down, he's like, "Oh no." Like, I give Lonzo a lot of credit.
My family, I love him.
The kid wants to do right, and he obviously went along with this, and everything he said was great.
Yeah.
I'm not putting any of this on Lonzo. Never have. I like the kid. I really hope he has a great career, but good God, I felt bad for him in this segment because
everybody did. Everybody did because you know that's all everybody's gonna look at. This is the Lakers' their first round pick. This is the Lakers pick.
And Magic Johnson's already calling him the future. And LeVar called him the face of the Lakers. And meanwhile, Brandon Ingram's like, hey, remember me from last year? Number 2 pick?
They told Brandon Ingram, you can go ahead and
Don't speak.
But and then you have that, and then you get LaMelo saying, beat that. I was like, oh Lord Jesus, he said it twice.
I don't know how he thought that was okay.
I don't. To talk into the mic and say it. Because it was through the speakers.
And he did it twice. I don't understand.
And I was like, yo. And that's why they hurried up and sent Dean out there.
Yeah.
They hurried up and sent Dean out there and was like, hurry up and set this up for our next 6-man tag team match. They hurried. You tell us supposed to be 10.
Nah, it's all right.
But whatever. But they hurried up and they hurried up and did that. Because they were like, this is getting too out of control.
And Dean did a damn good job.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
I like T-shirts and old man. We're gonna have a match now.
I want to know how many security guys it took to take LeVar out of the ring. I ain't done yet.
Turn those cameras back on.
I bet you Vince McMahon walked down there. I got a funny feeling Vince was like, get your ass out of my ring. Let's go.
Yeah. For those of you who watch on Hulu, you're probably not going to see
That's an interaction I want to see.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
No,
If you're watching on Hulu, you're
that.
probably not going to see that segment.
Oh, you
that's
Not gonna
That's gonna
make
be
the
cut.
Hulu cut.
It's gonna go straight to the next match.
If you're watching, you better go ahead and look on all of your Twitter because that's exactly where it is right now.
I'm just flabbergasted. I mean, I knew LeVar Ball was eccentric. I knew, and look, he loves his kids. He's building a brand. $500 for shoes is completely insane. But tonight, that really proved his level of pure insanity. It really did. He ran to the ring and then kind of seizured his way into the ring. And it's you know you're over the top when you're over the top for a pro wrestling show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Like when the Miz has to be like, dude, calm down. That's crazy.
And again, Dean Ambrose, the crazy one.
It's like he tried to get his attention onto him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, what can I do? What can I do to get his attention onto me instead of on the fact that he's in this ring with his people? And he takes off his shirt and he starts getting in his face.
Yeah.
It's like he's
I
trying
want
to
to
get the
challenge you
focus.
for the belt. And Miz was like, there's nothing I can do.
No.
it was at a
It's
point
like
where
I can't wrestle. This isn't
can't
going to
rap,
happen.
right, I can't
this isn't
wrestle
going
you.
to happen. Yeah.
even Maurice, look, Maurice was like, I'm not getting involved in it. Nobody gives Maurice credit because Maurice was like, nope, not doing this.
I don't know what LaMelo, I don't know what was going through his brain.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that they just went into business for themselves in order to try to get a WrestleMania match or something based off
Of course
the
he
buzz.
did.
Yeah.
But dude, that is definitely not happening.
Oh,
now.
it's not happening.
No.
But the attempt was made.
It's just it's sad because, like you say, Lonzo has even though it's different sports, but when you bring him into this environment, you put him on a stage, on a platform that's worldwide in countries most likely people would never know who this kid is. Now the world knows you, and not for the best reasons of all.
And this is why, and this we'll move on after this, but this is why I wouldn't have taken Lonzo Ball. As a Sixers fan, I was thrilled we traded up to the #1 pick. I did not want Lonzo Ball because his dad literally is a huge distraction, and I think it may become detrimental to his career at some point if he doesn't calm down. Like, if it all stops now, cool. But
Or they'll give him his own reality show.
oh, that's a guarantee.
Oh, that's a guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping up
And
with the balls.
Shouts
they'll call it Great Balls of Fire.
Okay.
Perfect way to move on.
Yes.
The Miz and the Miz Taraj take it on Elias. I'm sorry. The Miz and the Miz Taraj take on Slater and Rhino and Dean Ambrose.
I call them the Ambrose.
Ah.
And we're back.
That was perfect. That was really
Right?
perfect.
Right?
All right. Yeah,
There we go.
Well,
Now,
then,
you can have that, WWE.
Yeah, and so
Dean and the Ambrose.
any thoughts before we move on to what broke our hearts? With that match?
No, because it was like you kind of knew where this was going.
Miz Taraj.
I have one thought. There was this really funny part, and it was right after Bo Dallas, who, okay, let's be honest, he kind of looks like an older uncle of Leonardo DiCaprio right now.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that with like
Yes.
like it's shaped here, but then it's
He's kind of got
long on top?
he's kind of got the Revenant look to him.
Yeah. No, it's very Leo.
Well,
or Leo
yeah.
DiCaprio family. But it was like after he's doing the yes, and then this is so small. Maurice is just like standing there watching, and then she just like walks off, and I'm like, I need this gif. It's like they're doing stuff, and she's just.
This is not what I want.
Just a little thing.
I want to know part of this.
I think they tried to take that match. It was like, look, we need to drag this out a little bit, but not too long.
It was pretty long, actually.
You noticed that too. It was because they wanted to get that taste out of people's mouth of what they had just seen.
Yeah.
And we need this match to reset the show.
Sure.
In a sense. And so that's what they did. I mean, look, Rhino took heat, and I just never thought I would see that.
Right. Of all the members of the team.
Rhino took heat in this match.
Well, I mean, Rhino's been eating a lot of cheese and crackers.
Hey, dude!
Sodium levels are off the charts.
Let me say, I loved Rhino. I keep telling everybody, Rhino was the reason I got into the business.
Rhino's
the
great.
man beast, short, stocky dude who was built and stacked. He was up at Taz level. And now he's built like all the members of all the teams combined into one. He's like a throw pillow in there.
Well, he's running for public office. Like, give him a break.
He's not running for anything, clearly.
He's not running, period.
Kane is running for office. He's not running.
No, he did.
He ran, and he stopped running, and then he got to play the cheese whiz.
That's fine. He has that right at this point.
Maybe he's emotionally eating his feelings. Losing sucks.
He was the first ever SmackDown Tag Team champ.
This is true.
Either way. Moving on, Enzo and Cass.
Oh my God.
So Enzo calls Cass out to the ring, and we already talked about how, just as far as Enzo's been on the mic, for a long time, and he's been very good for a long time, for better or worse. Some people absolutely love everything he says. Other people got annoyed with him at times. But tonight was real. It was emotional. It was, just
Heartfelt.
Yeah,
sincere.
heartfelt, sincere, off the dome, and.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And Big Cass, he had me believing too that, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm ashamed of myself. We're going to stay buddies. And then it was that fateful walk back up the ramp.
And you know what? When Big Cass said that, and I was like, oh, okay, so they couldn't even go a week,
I was okay with it.
I was okay with it.
I was okay
because
with it.
I wanted to have it where it's like,
Let it
like these are
sizzle out.
Yeah, like these are bros. Like these are legitimate G's. They're the realest G's in the room. Kind of thing.
Doing?
And how you doing? And I wanted this to be real. I wanted this to be real more than I wanted the golden truth to stay real. And that I was just like, what with that and with this? I was like, why you break my heart, WWE?
I wanted them
Why
to
you
actually
break?
go. Eric and I were talking. I wanted them to actually go for a title shot again, somehow, some way, and let Enzo be the reason they lose, and then this is the reason. But the way they did this, it was like, look, we're good, Cat. And you know what they did? And I realized it. The WWE said, all right, we're going to give you everything about them one last time. Because remember, last week they didn't do it. They didn't do the whole, and there's only one thing. Well, you got to. They didn't do the whole soft thing. That they did none of that last week. Sure. So they gave it to everybody one last time this week. And they let you have it, and you thought everybody was together. Enzo had the emotion still. Cass, I'm here for you.
Cass got emotional too.
He got emotional.
Yeah, he did.
Then they get up to that ramp, and they hold hands up.
Oh, we talk about Reigns getting tossed against an ambulance. It doesn't feel any better getting tossed onto a really metally ramp.
Yeah.
That was a toss.
That was ugly.
That was. It was just a
He didn't even get full extension or nothing. It was just like a.
Again, I would pick you up and throw you.
And in other news,
Like
Funko
heavy
Pop
luggage.
is still releasing the duo of Enzo and Cass in August.
Whoops.
So can still pick those up.
Yep.
How sad is that going to be when you have us looking at each other?
But you got to be careful because the plastic is not SAWFT soft. All right, we're going to let that die.
I liked it.
We're gonna I like that.
All right, thank you. Usually people laugh when they like things. I was terrified at the deafening silence and my Funko Vinyl Pop.
Just look at the creepy freeze frame of that guy from No Doubt right now. That's all. That'll bring us all. Ooh. That'll bring us
You
all
mean
back.
Tony?
Oh,
you mean Tony? Tony's okay.
You know his name?
Tony?
Tony?
Okay.
Tony? That
Tony
guy?
No,
Duckface?
Tony. Now I forget his last name
But
because now
I
I'm on
would-
the
I
spot
would've-
with it. But his first name is Tony.
I would have liked to give it a week off to say, you know, we haven't heard from Enzo, that kind of thing, you know. But hey, it's maybe this is leading to a quick match at Great Balls of Fire. I don't know.
I kind of
Great
want
Balls
to.
of Fire pay-per-view?
But
The
here's
Raw
a-
exclusive.
The
Great
Raw
Balls of Fire.
exclusive.
But is it even a? But here's the problem with it. Is it even a match? Because basically,
No.
Cass is gonna beat the piss out of Enzo.
No, it's going to be Goldust versus Truth that we saw earlier in the night.
They might be able to make him kind of like, because he's small, like a vengeful sprite kind of a thing, where it's like, you know, back when they had Ambrose jumping out of presence, you know, on a Rollins and, you know, see you in the parking lot kind of a thing, but he doesn't say that. He just meets him in the parking lot.
I do love the
They could
vengeful
have-
sprite.
Yes, they could have Enzo as a vengeful sprite, but he needs weapons. Like
Right.
when he jumps out, he'd have to have like a fire extinguisher or Lucille.
Yeah. I'm sure that they'll have a match. Cass will just beat the leopard print off him, and that's when Big Show shows up to be his new big brother to save him.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see.
They're planting the seeds for it. We'll see.
And then after the commercial break, Big Cass comes out to Corey Graves and says, I don't know what kind of dirt you have on Kurt Angle, but he says, I'm not allowed to lay a finger on you. Stay out of my business, which I love the fact that this thing with Graves is actually drawing itself out a little bit. I don't know what the heck it is, but I like it.
Same.
What are they doing? Is Corey Graves working for the Authority?
I don't know.
Is Corey Graves the new commissioner or something like?
He's going to be the new commissioner.
He's gonna be somebody. Yeah, he's gonna be somebody.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, we need him on commentary.
Stephanie McMahon
Who says
is
he
the
can't do
commissioner of
both.
Raw.
General manager. I mean,
That's true.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take a McMahon out of
You're
power.
not taking that from Stephanie.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take a McMahon out of power.
oh, she's getting bumped up. She's CEO now.
she runs Vince's job now.
Yeah.
She didn't put Vince in a home, but I think there's going to be.
I'll take Emperor McMahon.
Yeah, there you go.
I just want to know what's it going to lead to Kurt, because this has to be a way, evidently, that you're going to take Kurt out of power and put him back in the ring.
Yeah.
Or something.
Eventually. We're not talking till next year, though.
Yeah.
Or Mania.
Well,
Yeah, he's
slow
not going back
burn.
to Mania.
Slow
Yeah,
burn.
he's not going back to Mania.
Yeah.
But again, who is his match with? Is
Hunter.
it The Miz?
Hunter.
Everybody's saying Hunter. I don't need another 2.5 months of promo videos of Hunter working out at midnight again.
Sure.
I understand what you want.
But that's what we're going to get?
I'm just telling you the likelihood of.
Yeah, it's Hunter. Yeah.
And if it's going to be a big match with a big name like Kurt Angle,
You might
with all due respect to The Miz and with all due
I
respect
get
to
you.
everyone else on the roster, gotta go with the big guns.
I just want to see Kurt do that one moonsault so beautiful one last time.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to go with the big
he'll
guns per
do it.
se. You just got to find a storyline that works for two people. It works for Angle and someone else.
I agree.
That's
And obviously something that would raise that person he's fighting up to the next level.
that's true. But I'm just I don't know. They seem to love to give legacy guys to Hunter for WrestleMania.
Well, they built up
can.
last year. They built up Seth Rollins and Hunter beautifully.
Yeah.
They set that up so beautifully. How long it went out, it drug out. You knew it was a WrestleMania match, but it was different points. You were like, wait a minute, we're going to divert here, but we coming back to it. Yeah. The thing is, if that's the case, if it's Angle and Hunter at Mania, how do you keep Angle in the forefront without him having a match? Do you have the only match that he has is Hunter? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Is it just that one match, or does he do something at the Rumble? Does he do something at whatever pay-per-view they decide to make in February?
I think if Angle's gonna wrestle at WrestleMania,
great spheres of
something
fire
has to start around the Rumble. I don't think this is anything you want to do 3 weeks ahead of time. This will be massive news. It's going to be a big deal, and Angle's obviously getting a lot of rest time right now. So I don't know.
Be interesting
There's
to see.
a chance.
I just want to know what the business is that Corey Graves has.
I can't wait, but I hope we don't find out for a while.
Okay.
I love not knowing.
I hope Graves has dirt on more than just Angle somehow. Like he can, because he was the one that spilled the beans about Cass. He's the one that found the security footage. Mm-hmm. So it's obvious that he has moles out there. What else will he learn? What else will he do?
Simone Francis brought up a good point. I think Corey Graves is spying for Stephanie.
Could be.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Could be.
And I love the fact that Cass did say something to Corey Graves, because it goes back to being 7 years old. You can't snitch, and that's what he did. So, like, I'm glad that Cass confronted him. Like, hey, I don't forget that you told on me.
Well, on top of that, when Enzo was attacked, Graves just said, I want to know who that is and shake that man's hand. And later in the night, Cass shook his hand.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was odd, subtle foreshadowing.
Wow, there you go.
All right.
Well, what's not subtle is Kurt Hawkins, and I love him for it. It's the best. Kurt Hawkins taking on Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins wins with the Kenny Omega.
Yes,
I
that
love
is what it's
the
called
ripcord
now.
V trigger. Yeah.
Kurt Hawkins.
Kenny Omega.
No, the Kenny Omega.
All right.
Yeah, Kurt's another example of someone who takes advantage of every single second he gets on TV. Does he lose? Yes. Does he lose quick? Sure. But you still are entertained by him, and he gets it. He knows what he's doing, and everyone knows he's one of the best wrestlers on earth. Like he's just great at what he does, and I get excited when I see Kurt Hawkins in the ring, and him and Rollins had a quick match, and Rollins won with the
Kenny Omega.
Yeah,
Ripcord V trigger. Yes.
The cleaner.
there you go.
The Omega knee.
Yeah, there you go.
It's again just leading up to this Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, and Great Balls of Fire that we're gonna have, and it's like again just to see Seth Rollins beat Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt doesn't beat anybody.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I mean, I like to think maybe that'll change at some point.
We would all like to think that.
Yeah,
We thought that for 3 years.
He's had maggots in the ring. He's had a treehouse of horrors.
He had a creepy little kid
He
with
had
a
the
modulated
kids,
voice box that sang nursery songs.
He had the kids that tore John Cena's soul apart, but all in steel. Bray Wyatt is a glorified jobber now.
Yeah.
It is sad because you built this man up coming in when you were doing the whole Wyatt family vignettes originally. This was going to be something dominant. Again, no one knew that Erik Barnes was going to be that horrible unless you watched NXT. Unless you watched NXT, you knew nothing of what you were getting with Erik Barnes.
He got better.
Ish.
He got better.
He got about as good as Nia Jax is. Now, and I just said it because she's super green, but we all know this. But Erik Barnes been in the business for years. And it's like there's been no development with him. But then but again, back to Bray Wyatt. You have all these programs you put him in. You put him in with top-tier stars. You're like, yo, you finna be in these programs that should push you. Bray Wyatt could have beat The Undertaker had The Undertaker not lost the year before.
That was such a ridiculous, wasted opportunity because you have built up all of this. You have your new Prince of Darkness where it's okay where you can step back on Undertaker a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying you sleep on him, but it's just you could have stepped back from that, and instead they did the same thing that they've been doing with Bray Wyatt. And yes, I'm biased because I like all the progeny of IRS, so that's just
Yeah, but you have a right to be
I like the
biased.
Rotundas. Yeah.
No, I'm bad with the Rotundas.
Yeah,
but
it's just such a wasted opportunity, and I feel
Bray could be new Undertaker now.
He was supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're
and they can do it, but they're not doing it, and I want to know who is it that's
You never
not.
know. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
It could actually happen. Because Bray Wyatt, I mean, first off, we didn't have a confrontation. Bray Wyatt just said a lot of things. And you say, be like no one, you blindly lead these ignorant people. If you truly value your redemption, you give in to your true self. I'm going to help you. I'm going to save you, Seth. Give in to your true self or you will burn.
Let me ask you this, Johnny.
Yeah.
If they did that with him, would you take it serious now?
If they did what?
If they made Bray this new type of Undertaker type dude. Because the Undertaker's technically retired, supposedly.
Yeah.
You don't have that spot of that ominous individual. If they did that with Bray Wyatt right now, would you take Bray Wyatt seriously?
Well, yeah, because Bray is great at what he does.
Yeah, they'd have to change his gear a little bit, though. Like, they've made it just a little bit too urban-y, hipster. Like, for me, they'd have to go more dark with it for me.
For me, they would have to have him win.
That's my thing. He would have to win.
And win big. Not cheating, not roll-ups and everything. The best thing that happened to him was when he won the Elimination Chamber. That resurrected him immediately in my eyes.
But then just to become a transitional champ.
And then he debuted all the maggots and stuff, which was creepy for WrestleMania, and then RKO and dead.
I know.
I didn't mean to be a downer, but it was frustrating because I saw the resurrection of it, and it was for what?
They need follow through on this. They're giving us really great promises. I mean, I liked back when he was hypnotizing what's his name from New Doubt? Oh gosh,
New Day.
New Day. Xavier Woods when he was before the whole compound sequence, and that compound sequence was really great, and it was like we're going full steam ahead, and then brand split, and now everything's like rebuild. Okay, we've gotten to the rebuild phase. Let's see some follow through.
Eventually, I just gotta hope that it's gonna happen because I think Bray, everyone knows how great he is, and so. And whereas Seth Rollins, I think his character's a little bit lost right now. So if you have Bray Wyatt, why not do something great?
Yeah, have him hypnotize Rollins. Let's see that.
Make a new Wyatt family.
I like the brainwash thing. Let's do the brainwash thing.
Yeah, so far it's, the Wyatt family is a family of one.
We'll see.
Next up, it's like me being the Barnes family, and I'm just a single dude that lives in a studio apartment. That's not a family.
I mean,
it's kind of sad.
No, it's not sad.
What's that, Jimbo?
That's not a family or a barn.
I
said I'm alone, not lonely.
There's a difference.
I think Bray needs to be killed off on TV and come back in like 3 months and totally revamp and go back to the roots of creepy vignettes and less is more, a new look. And just really, like when Undertaker lost the casket match and his soul floated away, everyone knew when he came back he was going to be a badass.
I'm with you on that one.
I agree with that. I'm definitely in agreement on
Maybe he shaves his face and has his brother old gimmick.
And going
be more of a positive cult leader.
That WrestleMania match, not only did it suck that he lost, but the light, like, it was still sunny outside.
Yes, it was.
For the entrance, so he didn't even get the badass Scarecrow entrance that he had because it was still sunny outside. If they would have waited 20 more minutes and done the Rock situation before that instead of after, it would have been so much better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Scarecrows in the daylight are too...
The only thing I'm worried about is that if they kill him and then do the whole resurrection thing, will they remember to bring him back? That's the only thing I wonder about.
Moving on.
Yes.
Dana and Mickey taking their number, Sasha taking her number. Then we have Paul Heyman. He hits the ring, and he says, Samoa Joe is not really a true Samoan warrior. He's a Samoan dumbass. Yeah, he said Samoa Joe needed to take a cheap shot on Brock Lesnar, and as he announces Brock Lesnar, well, Samoa Joe cheap shots him from behind.
Yay!
Guess what? He found Brock Lesnar's neck.
Found all that.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Oh, he found all of it.
I don't think Brock remembered he had a neck. Oh, geez. Brock's face was like, oh, Jesus, it's real.
I thought my traps were going to protect me from this.
I had my Samoa Joe repellent on.
With his pasty raccoon mask from being in the LA heat and everything, it looked like a cherry vanilla howler monkey getting choked to death. It was terrible.
He was
horrifying.
The fact that I've never seen Brock struggle he's never been in a position where he's been choked. He's been in the ankle lock and different other submissions.
Yeah.
But with something that has to choke him, and Brock's face is like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
It's very frog-like.
When
Very
people
frog-like.
ran from the locker room, they weren't running to protect Brock. They were running to protect Samoa Joe because Brock was about to snap.
Oh yeah.
He was about to snap and go into survival mode, and then that's when people start losing.
But it makes you wonder, though. I mean, I assume Brock Lesnar could take Samoa Joe.
Yeah,
what
I
was
liked this.
No, I'm saying
yeah.
like if they were really to go at it in the octagon.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, they could, but Joe would get. I think Joe would put up much of a fight more than anybody would expect.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Brock was charging him back into the LED screen. Which, first of all, if you Vince McMahon in the back, don't you throw him into that goddamn screen no more. Because you knew it was just going to bust a light or something was going to go out. But
I think they broke that too.
They broke some pixels.
They
I'm
broke
sure.
some pixels for
They definitely
sure.
did.
Yep.
But you're doing that, and you got Joe like, yo, I'm making it. Joe, somebody probably told Joe, look, Great Balls of Fire, you're not getting that belt. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead and make as much of a statement as you're gonna
But
make.
here's the thing: this is the kind of feud I want to see keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want
Yes.
all of. I want this to go to a cage.
Yeah.
Wow.
I need this to because
They destroy the cage.
An 8-sided cage.
put it to a cage or Hell in a Cell. Put it and not the super deluxe cell because that one is so. I think the
that's
20.
awful.
That one is dumb. Go get the old scale, the old cell out of the warehouse.
Yeah.
Put the original top on it and let them two just go.
That's what I love about Samoa Joe is he wrestles right now. He works with a massive chip on his shoulder, as do pretty much everyone that has come over from, say, TNA over the years.
Uh-huh.
Samoa Joe, Bobby
AJ
Roode,
Styles.
AJ Styles, Austin Aries. If you watch their matches, especially in the pay-per-views, they all go that extra mile because they have that chip on their shoulder. Like, hey, we could have been doing this for the past decade for you guys.
Yep.
But we didn't get the opportunity. So we're
Especially
going to go
Bobby
out
Roode.
and we're going to dominate. Well, think about how Aries and Neville have been crushing it for 3 months.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
they all have that chip on their shoulder. Like, hey, we're gonna prove that we're as great as we were 10 years ago, and that's exactly what they're doing, and that's what Joe's doing. It's
Yeah.
great.
But I mean,
Sending a statement that they slept on them.
I think he knew that coming in the door. He was like, he said that I'm gonna prove why I should be here. And I think finally putting him up with that, okay, since you think you're the biggest, baddest dude that never got the chance to come over, we're gonna put you with our biggest, baddest dude. Let's see what you do. And of course, he has to talk to the man like, look, Brock, what you think? Brock like, yeah, whatever, because Brock has no idea what to expect. And Brock caught one of them shots for real, and Brock's like, oh, somebody can hit me just as hard.
Yep.
I think because literally last week and this week are Brock saying, oh my God, somebody can hit me just as hard as I can hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he finally has realized, like, everybody's like, yeah, Taker would punch him. Taker's strength dies out. I mean, old man strength is one thing.
It only goes so far.
It only goes so far. But Joe has been like, I'm going to hit you, and I'm not scared of anything you throw back at me. And the fact, again, to choke this dude out, Brock has never been choked like that.
Yeah.
Brock's face was like, oh my God. It was some.
I
thing
kind
I-
of wish it had just happened.
The
I just wanted it to happen.
I just wanted it on the ground.
Like I was like whispering at the screen, just let it happen.
But
Just let it happen.
but that's for the match though.
And also, yeah, I know, but still, I just wanted it to happen.
I was happy with the fact that
Tina Keys in the chat room. I was in mom mode during that segment with them hitting the LED screen.
Get away from the screen!
Be like, you need to stop playing
best
with your
part-
brother near my screen.
the best part of them slamming against the LED screen is that Joe didn't release the choke.
No,
That was the best
No.
part because that tells you that Brock can do his best to fight the guy off, but Joe is just gonna take it and he's just centered. And he's
Telling you, man,
he's gonna go for the kill.
They're doing an incredible job. Heyman was busy, but first, Neville taking on Lince Dorado with Tozawa at ringside. Neville wins rather quickly. Titus makes the announcement at Great Balls of Fire. We got Tozawa taking on Neville. Thanks to the Titus brand, making it happen.
Titus Worldwide.
Titus
Sorry.
Worldwide.
Titus
Titus
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
And I loved how Akira looked.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, he was spiffy.
He was-
he was representing Titus
Dapper as
Worldwide.
hell.
And then when it was time, he's like, yes, I'm going to take care of some business now. And
Roll
then
up
I'll
the sleeves,
come
take
to
off
sit
the
back
cuff
and-
He had a
links.
I was
hard,
like,
he
I
had a
kinda
hard
wish there
time
were more-
unbuttoning that top button, though. He was like, I'm going to get this button. Hold on. I'm going to get this button. You just wait. I'm going to get this button. He was like,
There comes
Yeah.
a
Yeah, he
point where
was-
you just rip.
Yeah, he was hot. That was some good wrestling there. He didn't even wrestle. That was some good
Good
entertainment.
stuff.
Let's have more of Akira Tozawa
I
doing that.
am a fan of
Please.
of the Tozawa Titus.
Sure.
Does he become cruiserweight champion though?
It's another match to look forward to. No, absolutely not.
So who finally again at this point? I'm thinking it's got to be Mustafa Ali or
no. There's a
who
chance.
dethrones the king.
There's a chance.
Who dethrones him?
There's a good chance that he's not even on the
Swan?
roster yet.
What about Swan?
Absolutely not.
No,
Really?
No,
They're not going to give it back to him?
Look, I'm sorry, but
Aw.
if Aries didn't take the title from him, there's no one else on that roster right now that should take the title from him. I think Neville should hang on to it for a long time.
Enzo Amore?
He may end up
Newest
on-
member of
I can see that.
That's
I can see that. for instance.
Kalisto, if he went over.
If Kalisto goes over, yeah.
Kalisto?
But it's like
Kalisto.
who takes? Because it's like at this point, it's who takes it again. I'm all the way with you.
maybe-
Aries did not take it at WrestleMania. I was like, who?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Look, like I said, if Aries didn't take it, Neville, why not have a massively long title run? Because Neville's that great.
No, I have no argument with it.
Yeah.
But at some point, you're gonna literally just say no one in this roster. I mean, when he says King of the Cruiserweights, it means literally ain't nobody on this roster messing with me at all. And the one person who came close was Austin Aries.
Yep.
The one who came close. After WrestleMania, they did it once or twice more, and that was it.
I mean, there's rumors of Aleister Black joining 205 Live.
That would be awful.
that would be god awful horrible.
What they should do is
Johnny Gargano?
They should let Neville carry it for as long as he can, and no one can beat him, and he cashes it in for like the IC title or the US title, something to get him out of 205.
Oh, dear Lord, I forgot about that. Who's the U.S. champ?
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, the face of
okay.
America.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's still
Gargano's
forgot
a-
all about that title.
Gargano's a great option, although I think him and Ciampa are going to be.
They're gonna have them.
Oh, they're gonna have.
They're
Yeah.
gonna feud for a while. And
This is months down the line.
which in a sense that sucks, but that's another story because they were supposed to come up together, but they was like, nah, we just need more time and more people down here.
Yeah.
But you can cash. Wait, I didn't know you could cash in a sense your
You
title.
can't yet,
You can't.
but I think it should be.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
Like when Austin Aries was in TNA and
Yeah.
he had the X title and he cashed it in for the world title and then won the world title.
I
They
got
should
you.
do something like that.
Okay, that makes
here
sense.
And allow people that have paid their dues and done things in 205 Live to be able to move out so they're not always stuck there.
Yeah,
Because
don't
then for someone like Kalisto, who's made his mark outside of 205 Live, if he goes into 205 Live and he just stays there like purgatory, that really sucks for his career.
Yeah, because he's a
Yeah.
former
Like,
U.S.
he should be able to
champion.
get in and out.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
also,
Just like any other fighting in weight classes.
Oh,
Like, oh,
so
hey,
yeah,
I
I was
want to fight at 185, and then I've done that, so now I'm going to go fight at 165 and fight for that belt.
and we have a comment in chat roll, Cedric Alexander. Look, I love Cedric, but
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you one thing he has said yet. If you're going to take the title from Neville, you need to show something other than you need to show some kind of personality.
Other
Yeah.
than that whole triangle thing with Noam Dar and
but that's been all
Foxy.
Noam and
That's
Alicia.
all Noam and
that's
Alicia.
all
That's-
them. But I mean something besides that, which is why I was thinking Swan, because he has a backstory.
Sure.
We know that he's overcome adversity, and the whole thing with his parents and
And they
everything
were
like
friends
that.
or trained. He was a trainer.
Yeah,
or
so
somewhere.
there's some stock there that they could turn into something good.
They can do great matches. I'm not against them feuding again, but the problem is that it would be an again feud, and Neville hasn't. There are other guys that Neville hasn't faced yet.
Yeah, I will say though, I'm not a big fan of the cash-in thing.
Me neither.
If only
I'm
because
not.
that so lessens the title.
Yes.
That's the top tier for the. He's the king of the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
It means something,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it has to stay meaning
It's
something.
not a
It isn't-
stepping stone.
It isn't below another title.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on that one, for sure.
Concur.
Moving on, Emma takes her number, and then moving on, Paul Heyman backstage. He says it proves what he said about Joe is true. He's not a proud Samoan, but if Joe does lock in the clutch at Great Balls of Fire, Brock is in trouble. His back will be against the wall, but he'll be ready to F5 him. Now, Paul Heyman was a busy, busy man tonight. He said a lot of words. I tried to sum it up as best I could.
What did he punctuate on though at the very end?
I don't recall.
Well,
He said a lot, and I was like, Paul Heyman
Well,
has a busted blood vessel in his eye, and he is sweating profusely backstage.
He said Brock Lesnar's back is against the wall, which is fine because you can't get attacked from behind when your back is against the wall.
There you go.
And at the very end, when Samoa Joe is talking to the trainer, he's going to be amazed, be like, "That's what happens when you face Brock Lesnar." Well, goodness gracious, great balls of fire!
That's right.
Oh yeah, so Paul Heyman won everything by actually using
Great Balls of
the
Fire.
Raw exclusive,
The Raw
Great Balls of
exclusive
Fire
pay-per-view.
in a legitimate
Balls of
way.
Fire.
There you go. Alexa and Nia Jax talking backstage. Alexa essentially just trying to buddy up with Nia Jax one more time.
We're both judged. People made
work.
fun of you. They made fun of me.
I understand what you go through. Let's be friends.
Let's be friends.
Let's not go through this. Listen, I wish you the best.
I was tiny and you were, you know,
I get
bigger.
it. I like Alexa.
Alexa is the perfect heel for the women's division.
Yep.
She's the perfect heel when she tries to play that heel that plays, I'm going to play both sides of the coin. You know, I'll talk to Mickie James and Dana Brooke. Hey, ladies, I can help you out. And then tell Nia, they was talking junk about you. You know, and do things like that. I like what she's doing. And then the gauntlet match happens.
Yeah.
And then we find out who drew number one. It's all about hugs.
Bayley gets out first, Nia Jax second, and essentially Nia runs through everybody. She gives Bayley, then Mickie James, then Dana Brooke, then Emma, and Sasha Banks comes out with the greatest spot, and Sasha wins. Bank statement. Nia almost passes out, ends up tapping out. So now we have Alexa Bliss.
It was a very strong tap out though for someone just about to pass out.
It was that finish.
Yeah.
I get Nia Jax is still green. I get, but also at the same time, you're trying to keep telling Nia, we need you to be a monster. You're this dominant monster in the women's division. Can you do this? And it's like, sometimes it's like, we need you to sell, but not sell. And it's like, Nia doesn't know what to do at certain times yet. And to have her run that gauntlet meant a lot, but the way they did the finish for me was horrible. Because again, if you watch, she puts her own arm in the air, then decides to tap. Monsters don't tap. You pass out.
Yeah, but that's not her. Probably wasn't her choice.
Yeah, I know, but it's God.
They really set this up, in my opinion, not in the best way, because you got people excited for Bayley, and then she's gone, and then you have three other matches that no one really had. No one was built to care about, because they're not going to cheer for Dana Brooke. It kind of.
Although she did a fantastic aerial.
I'll be honest. I still think the best opponent for Alexa Bliss is Mickie James.
I agree.
I
agree. I definitely agree.
If you watch Mickie, and I get it, Mickie has a lot more experience, but if you watch them all together, Mickie James is still far and above the best performer.
Yeah.
And people will get behind her. I don't care if fans maybe don't remember her from a decade ago. Give her something.
Yeah, let her build.
Mickie James.
Give her something more than what you're doing.
But just in this match, it just sucked to see, like, they had they had Bayley and Nia, and then afterward the crowd just kind of was like, well, okay, now let's wait until Sasha shows up.
Yeah, they literally built that. They literally built that gauntlet to say, all right, this is just gonna come down to Sasha no matter what. And it sucks for me because Mickie James, when they brought her in back on SmackDown as La Luchadora, it was a big pop. It was like, Mickie James is back. Mickie James is back. And then you shifted her to Raw, and you just put her, you by the wayside now.
She's just one of the.
You're just one of the women.
Yeah.
You're just one of the women on the roster.
Just another body.
And look, that I don't know why, but if they think that she doesn't have a title run left in her, I think they're absolutely wrong. I mean, she proves time and time again how good she still is.
Yeah, and I love me some Sasha. Love me some Sasha. But really, with Alexa Bliss, Mickie James is the best matchup right now for it. And I don't understand why they're not exploiting that. And they don't know what to do with Bayley. I think that's just.
They don't know what to do with Bayley.
They just don't know what to do with her.
And they kind of just are focused on having one angle for the entire women's division, as opposed to creating other mini feuds within that division.
That's something we talk about every week. Like,
I want to care about them. I want to care about them like I do with Enzo and Cash. I want to care about them like I do with Sheamus and Cesaro. And it's like they're not letting them have these multidimensional personalities.
Agreed.
Stop throwing all 7 out in every single segment. There's no reason. It's just no reason.
No, they have a reason. The reason is we'll just have one angle for the women. That's all.
I guess it was. You realized because they realized it first.
And don't forget, Sasha won that award for Teen Choice or whatever, so she's nominated. That goes along with everything.
I mean, that goes. Of course, I get that, but
Good point, Tina Keys.
When you first brought the women's revolution over, and you started letting Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte do their thing, you were like, oh my God, okay, now we have women that are working, right? Yeah. You're like, cool, we're gonna keep building this. Then we're gonna do Raw and go to SmackDown Live. All right, let's see how they split this up. But you still kept Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha. Well, Becky left over. It was Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley. You let them go. You kept building on it. You even had the smaller things of people trying to become #1 contender while you had the regular #1 contender in the match happening.
Yeah.
You kept building that. Then all of a sudden you said, we're going to do the superstar shakeup, and now it's just like...
And then it like cut the feet out underneath everything that they were building, because I used to care about Bayley, and then they just changed it into something else. She's not as much of a warrior as she was
Bayley could
before.
be another one of those people
she's
like
a
Jimbo.
timid little girl.
Well, Bayley could be like, just like Jimbo said with Bray Wyatt. Something may need to happen to where she goes away for a while and maybe, comes back.
Or she can win.
Yeah. Or
The same as Bray Wyatt. Just win.
yeah, they didn't have to do squashes with the other women. Like
No.
Emma could have, put up
A
more
fight.
of a fight.
You keep trying to build. That's another person. You keep trying to. They keep saying, "Look, we want you all to accept Emma. We want you all to embrace her, whether it's as a heel or a babyface,
Yeah.
right?"
Yeah.
But every time you put her in the midst of something, she's gone so quick, so you don't get a chance to care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't-
I came here with my Ray-Bans and my purple lipstick. I was ready to like do some cosplay as
Oh,
Emma, and then it was just like, oh, that was like 30 seconds. I'm not gonna bother.
I guess they don't. I
I
get.
love Cobra Emma. I miss it.
I'm tired of them just basically saying, "Look, we made the women the main event. That's good enough."
Yeah.
Because that's not.
It isn't.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, you
it's
want.
like you got to do.
You got to do
something.
more with them. Yes,
Give
they're
us
main
more.
event. They're headlining the show, your flagship show. Dope.
And Nia,
Feed me more.
Nia's doing her best. Putting her in 4 matches in a row, that's asking a lot for someone given her experience.
Right. But you have 7 women on the roster, and I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but you showed that you can do 3 in a situation where the title is involved, and the other ones are chasing to get in that situation.
Agreed.
You can continually do that, but for some reason the writers and producers are like, well, as long as we make them the main event, people will be happy. And I feel
And
like
love that they're the main event. Love that it was the gauntlet. It's just like, but have it be more.
Have it be more.
Be okay with exploring different sides to it. I mean, this is great. Yes, main event. Yes, gauntlet. Yes. But you can do better. You can always do better. You can always do
Because
more.
we've seen them do better.
Yeah,
They've proven that
have.
they could do it.
Bottom line is, I mean, Alexa and Sasha will be a fantastic match, and no one's going to dispute that.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
This
It's
is
just,
true.
the gauntlet was a tad predictable, is all. That's kind of what everyone's getting at.
yeah.
Now, the question is, will the ladder match on SmackDown be predictable? I really don't know which way they're going to go with it, so it's going to be exciting to see from San Diego.
I'll tell you my thoughts about that when we get off air,
Well,
because this ain't the show for it.
Well,
Yeah.
Before we
I have feelings,
before
too.
we close out, I just want to make an announcement. Next Monday, we are not going to have a show because it is the evening of July 3rd and July 4th. America.
July
Yes.
4th Eve?
It is
July 4th
Eve.
I haven't missed it.
Yeah, you have
The
it.
Spirits got it done in one night.
Yeah, of course. And so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You, Jay, what day is it?
Are you doing?
He's doing Ebenezer.
It's a Wonderful Life?
I'm doing
No,
a Christmas
Ebenezer
Carol.
Scrooge.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna let Barnes go. So everyone's got crazy schedules on the 3rd. We're just gonna not do a show next week. We'll be back on July 10th. But also, secondly, my comedy album's coming out in just a few weeks. I'm very excited for it. I haven't set a release date quite yet. It'll be sometime in July. I haven't shown anyone the album cover yet, but I figured why not show it to you guys? If you want to check it out, this is gonna be the new album cover, Jimbo, if you may.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of me on one album cover.
Yeah, Quasto.
And I think you guys
Yeah.
gonna enjoy it, and so as soon as I get a
It's like
pre-order,
multiplicity.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot happening. As
It's
soon
fun.
as I
It's
get,
a fun cover.
thank you.
Very fun.
As soon as I get the pre-order link up, I will tell everyone. I would love your support. It cost basically 6 months of work in the studio, along with doing stand-up, and I'm really proud of it. So I just want to give you guys a heads up, please, if you could. Bring me into your home, into your hearts. I would love you for that. So, with that said, let's all put ourselves over. Erik Barnes.
Hey there, you can follow me on Twitter at Erik W. Barnes. Thank you very much. I do comedy, stand-up stuff, and talk about wrestling and jokes on there, and you can figure out where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do through that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jay Washington.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. J Washington. Check out the Trusty Sidekick podcast, where we talk about all the Marvel and DC live TV shows and movie universes. And find me everywhere else, but those are the main places.
There you go. Marky.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Markeia McCarty. That's MarkeiaMcCarty. You can always catch me on our sister network, Popcorn Talk. It is Marvel Movie News, and that is Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. Occasionally Screen Junkies, but you can always catch me there too.
Boomtown. Next Friday, actually no, next Tuesday on July 4th, I'll be doing commentary for Bar Wrestling in Baldwin Park. I know Cody Rhodes is on the show.
Nice.
I'm not sure who else, but Kevin Condra and I will be doing the commentary.
Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, The Killer Bays, Rocky Romero.
There you go. It's going to be amazing. And also, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We had our Red Carpet Rumble yesterday. Oh my God, 3 episodes of amazing television. If you're watching from around the world, download the Fight TV app. Otherwise, follow at CWF Hollywood. I'm telling you, these episodes, we are so proud of them. They're going to be amazing. In Chicago, July 14th to 16th, Comedy Bar. I cannot wait to be there as well. So hit me up. I'll tell you how to get tickets. Thanks, guys, for watching. We love you. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.